all of them. Mm. So we'll be starting with the small booklet, the Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga. The reason we're starting with this is Geshe La's core practice, his key practice, and one that he encourages us to do daily as well. And we're thinking, sending our best wishes to Geshe La today. He's unwell. These aren't long life prayers or good health prayers in particular, but they're for our mind, generating, hopefully, that deep wish for Geshe La and all beings, but in particular today, Geshe La, to be well and free from suffering. So Lama Tsongkhapa is the middle of the blue, the tanka up there with the blue outline, and there's a few others around the place as well as on the front of the little book. So we're going to get a little feel, and as Geshe La always says, to see our teacher as the guru, that's his guru. So he would be visualizing, and we can do the same today. Or he wouldn't visualize himself, but we can include him in there because he's our teacher. So if you imagine the Buddha and Lama Tsongkhapa and Geshe TSULTRIM sort of all rolled into one, but looks like the image of Je Tsongkhapa, Lama Tsongkhapa. So Lama Tsongkhapa is sitting, legs crossed, on a lotus and moon disc. His two heart sons are sitting at his feet. He's sitting with legs crossed, and his hands are in the teaching mudra. And that's important today because Geshe La is our teacher, and he is teaching us Lama Tsongkhapa's teachings. So generate that visualization in your mind with the essence of the Buddha and Lama Tsongkhapa and Geshe TSULTRIM in the aspect of Lama Tsongkhapa. Visualize a bright light of love and compassion at the heart of Je Tsongkhapa. Now imagine that light spreading and spreading and reaching every sentient being. So holding that visualization in our mind as best we can. We'll go through the Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga. Starting with going for refuge. Are most people here, any first-time people here? Okay, we'll do it in English. I don't know who's online. Okay. What we'll do is we'll do it once in English, and I will do it once in Tibetan, and then we'll do it twice in English. Sangye chodang soki chonam la jangchu badu dani kabsu chi dagi jinsogi pesonam ki drola panchia sangye drupajo. Now twice in English. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. My merits of generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits of generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. As we go through the 4 immeasurables, we'll have a little pause at the end of each one to reflect on that. And remember, keeping Geshe-la in mind. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free from the closeness of attachment and the distance of hatred. May they abide in equanimity. I myself will cause them to abide in equanimity. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to achieve Buddhahood. May they achieve Buddhahood. I myself will cause them to achieve Buddhahood. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they be free from suffering and its causes. I myself will cause them to be free from suffering and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. May they never be separated from these. I myself will cause them never to be separated from these. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. Purifying the place. Everywhere may the ground be pure, free of pebbles and so forth, as level as the palm of the hand, in the nature of sapphire and soft. From the heart of the Saviour of the 100 deities of Tashita, on the peak of a cloud resembling a clump of extremely white fresh curd, King of Dharma, omniscient Losang Dragpa, please come here together with your sons. In the sky before me, on a lion throne, lotus and moon, my perfect pure guru smiles with delight. Supreme field of merit for my mind of faith, please abide for 100 eons to spread the teachings. Your holy mind has the intelligence that understands the full extent of objects to be known. Your holy speech has its excellent explanations, is an ear ornament for those of good fortune. Your holy body is radiantly beautiful with glory renowned. To you who are meaningful to see, hear, and remember, I prostrate. Pleasing drinking water, various flowers, fragrant incenses, lights, scented waters, and so forth. Oceans of cloud-like offerings, both actually arranged and mentally emanated. I offer to you the supreme field of merit. So just visualize for a moment. Extensive offerings filling the entire space. Confession. Whatever non-virtue of body, speech, and mind, especially those opposite to the 3 vows that I have collected from beginningless time, I confess each and every one with fervent regret from my heart. Now we're going to go to page 30 in this little booklet. 31. We'll just recite this confession and purification mantra 3 times. We'll do it fairly slowly. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tenopatita Drido Me Bawa Sutoshaya Me Bawa Suposhaya Me Bawa Anaraktu Me Bawa Sawa Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sawa Kama Sukame Shidam Siram Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajre Mamai Muncha Vajrabhava Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tenopatita Drido Me Bawa Sutokaya Me Bawa Supokaya Me Bawa Anaraktu Me Bawa Sawa Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sawa Kama Sukame Siddham Shuram Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajre Mame Muncha, Vajrabhava Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tenopatita Drido Me Bawa Sutoshaya Me Bawa Suposhaya Me Bawa Anaraktu Me Bawa Sawa Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sawa Kama Sukame Shidam Shiram Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajre Mame Muncha Vajrabhava Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Go back to page 9. Rejoicing. You strove for much learning and practice in this degenerate age and made your freedoms and richnesses meaningful by abandoning the 8 worldly concerns. Saviour, we sincerely rejoice in your extensive deeds. Just reflecting for a moment on rejoicing in the good deeds of all of our lamas and ourselves. Request to turn the wheel of Dharma. Perfect, pure, holy gurus, from the billowing clouds of wisdom and compassion in the sky of the Dhammakaya, please let fall a rain of profound and extensive Dharma upon the receptacle of those to be subdued, exactly as they need. May whatever virtue I have collected benefit the teachings and all transmigratory beings, and in particular, May it cause the essence of perfect pure Losang Dragpa's teachings to shine forever. Mandala offering. Saji Poki Jushi Meito Tramri Rablingji Ni De Gyan Pati Sangye Jingdu Me Te O Yidro Kunam Da Jing La Cho Pa Jo. By the merits of having offered this mandala to Lama Tsongkhapa and his two sons, may I, my family members, and all sentient beings be able to meet, practice, and actualize the teachings of the victorious one, Losang Dragpa, who had the morality of an eminently pure way of life, was courageous in the extensive conduct of the sons of the victorious ones, and accomplished the logo of the two stages of supreme bliss and emptiness. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniratayami. By the force of having fervently requested in this way, hollow beams of white light are emitted from the hearts of the perfect pure father and sons, and combining into one, enter my crown. White nectar, the color of milk, flows from the opening of the tube of white light, cleansing all my sicknesses, spirit harms, negative karmas, obscurations, and their imprints without exception. My body becomes as pure and clear as crystal. We'll recite the Migsama on the 5-line Migsama on page 13. We'll do it 3 times out loud, and then we'll do 21 altogether. So the rest you'll do quietly to yourself. Migme se wei te chen chen rei zi, dream me ken pe wang pol jung pol yang, du pung ma lu jom se sang wei da, gen chen ke pe su gyun song ka pa, lo zang drag pe sha bla sol wa deb. Mi me se wei te chen chen rei zi, dream me ken pe wang pol jung pol yang, du pung ma lu jom se sang wei da, gen chen ke pe su gyun song ka pa, Lo zang drag pe sha bla sol wa deb. Mi me se wei te chen chen rei zi. Dream me kem pe wang pol yang. Du pung ma lu jom se sang wei da. Gen chen ke pe za gyun kam ka pa. Lo zang drag pe sha bla sol wa deb. Mi me se. Turning to page 18. Request, and we do this 3 times. May my wisdoms of listening, reflecting, and meditate increase. May my wisdoms of explaining, debating, and composing develop. May I be granted the supreme and common realizations. Please bless me to quickly become like you. May my transcendental wisdom of simultaneously born great bliss arise. May my stains of mistakenly grasping things as real be purified. May my net of doubts that are only mind be cut off. Please bless me to quickly become like you. May my wisdoms of listening, reflecting, and meditating increase. May my wisdoms of explaining, debating, and composing develop. May I be granted the supreme and common realizations. Please bless me to quickly become like you. May my transcendental wisdom of simultaneously born great bliss arise. May my stains of mistakenly grasping things as real be purified. May my net of doubts that are only mind be cut off. Please bless me to quickly become like you. May my wisdoms of listening, reflecting, and meditating increase. May my wisdoms of explaining, debating, and composing develop. May I be granted the supreme and common realizations. Please bless me to quickly become like you. May my transcendental wisdom of simultaneously born great bliss arise. May my stains of mistakenly grasping things as real be purified. May my net of doubts that are only mind be cut off. Please bless me to quickly become like you. Foundation of all good qualities. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly, day and night, takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of black and white karma follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me to always be careful to abandon even the slightest negative action and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Seeking samsaric pleasures is the door to all suffering. They are uncertain and cannot be relied upon. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate the strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the Pradimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother transmigratory beings. Please bless me to see this, train in supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing transmigratory beings. Even if I develop only bodhicitta, but I don't practice the 3 types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I have pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel in training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the 2 attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I have become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the 2 stages, the essence of the Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Magnificent and precious root Guru, please abide on the lotus seat at my heart. Guide me with your great kindness and grant me the realizations of your holy body, speech, and mind. Magnificent and precious root guru, please abide on the lotus seat at my heart. Guide me with your great kindness and grant me the supreme and common realizations. Magnificent and precious root guru, please abide on the lotus seat at my heart. Guide me with your great kindness and remain steadfast until I attain the essence of enlightenment. Dedications. By the force of the victorious one Tsongkhapa, acting as our direct Mahayana virtuous friend in all our lives, may we never turn away for even a second from the pure path highly admired by the victorious ones. May we be able to live a life of pure morality, listen to many teachings, train in bodhicitta, and have pure view and conduct, without corrupting or polluting the teachings of Losang Dragpa, the second victorious one. Glorious Guru, whatever your body, retinue, lifespan, and realm, whatever your supreme and excellent name, may I and others become exactly like that. By the force of the praises and requests made to you, may all diseases, evil spirits, poverty, and quarrels be calmed, and may the Dharma and good fortune increase in the regions in which I and others dwell. Please bless us that the lives of the glorious Gurus be long, that all beings equaling the extent of space be happy, that I and others without exception collect merits and purify obscurations, and that we quickly achieve Buddhahood. May I not give rise to heresy for even a second in regard to the actions of the glorious Guru. May I see whatever actions are done as pure. With this devotion, may I receive the Guru's blessings in my heart. For the Dharma King Tsongkhapa's way of Dharma to flourish, may all signs of obstacles be pacified and all conducive conditions be complete. Due to the two types of merits of the three times of myself and others, may the teachings of the victorious one Losang Dragpa shine resplendent forever. What page? We'll do the dedications out of the. Okay, yep. King of Prayers now, or yep. 344 in that yellow book with the big white spiral bound. So this is an aspirational prayer. It's a very inclusive prayer. It's called the King of Prayers for a very good reason. And it's often recited when people die or just any time where sickness, yes, when we want, and it's more for our benefit. We're not the doctors actually going and helping these people, or we're not the person who has died, but it's just for our mind. So we say it for their benefit. We dedicate any merit from saying this prayer. We dedicate that merit to other people, but just bear in mind that the words, let them sink into your mind as well. Okay, so the King of Prayers. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri, you lion among humans, gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the worlds of 10 directions. To all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a deep sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every atom are Buddhas numberless as atoms. each amidst a host of bodhisattvas, and I am confident the spheres of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you gone to bliss. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you, victorious ones. Fine dress and fragrant perfumes, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious ones. With transcendent offerings peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and confusion, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all positive potential of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers, hearers still in training, and those beyond, and all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained a Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening. All of you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons, numberless as the atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight positive potential I may have created by paying homage, offering and acknowledging my faults, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all of this for full awakening. May you Buddhas now living in the world of 10 directions and all of you gone to freedom in the past accept my offerings. May those not yet arisen quickly perfect their minds, awakening as fully enlightened ones. May all worlds in 10 directions be entirely pure and vast. May they be filled with bodhisattvas surrounding Buddhas gathered beneath a Bodhi tree. May as many beings as exist in 10 directions be always well and happy. May all samsaric beings live in accord with the Dharma, and may their every Dharma wish be fulfilled. Remembering my past lives in all varieties of existence, may I practice the Bodhisattva way, and thus in each cycle of death, migration, and birth, may I always abandon the householder's life. Then, following in the footsteps of all the Buddhas and perfecting the practice of a bodhisattva, may I always act without error or compromise, with ethical discipline, faultless and pure. May I teach the Dharma in the language of gods, in every language of spirits and nagas, of humans and of demons, and in the voice of every form of being. May I be gentle-minded, cultivating the 6 paramitas, and never forget bodhicitta. May I completely cleanse without omission every negativity and all that obscures this awakening mind. May I traverse all my lives in this world, free of karma, afflictions, and interfering forces, just as the lotus blossom is undisturbed by the water's wave, and the sun and the moon move unhindered through the sky. May I ease the suffering in the lower realms and in many directions and dimensions of the universe. May I guide all wanderers in samsara to the pure bliss of awakening and be of worldly benefit to them as well. May I practice constantly for eons to come, perfecting the activities of awakening, acting in harmony with the various dispositions of beings, showing the ways of a bodhisattva. May I always have the friendship of those whose path is like mine, and with body, words, and also mind, may we practice together the same aspirations and activities. May I always meet a spiritual mentor and never displease that excellent friend who deeply wishes to help me and expertly teaches the Bodhisattva way. May I always directly see the Buddhas, masters encircled by Bodhisattvas, and without pause or discouragement for eons to come, may I make extensive offerings to them. May I hold within me the Buddha's genuine Dharma, illuminate everywhere the teachings that awaken, embody the realizations of a Bodhisattva, and practice ardently in all future eons. While circling through all states of existence, may I become an endless treasure of good qualities, skillful means, wisdom, samadhi, and liberating stabilizations, gathering limitless, pristine wisdom and positive potential. On one atom, I shall see Buddha fields numberless as atoms, inconceivable Buddhas among bodhisattvas in every field, practicing the activities of awakening. Perceiving this in all directions, I dive into an ocean of Buddha fields, each an ocean of 3 times Buddhas in the space of a wisp of hair. So I too will practice for an ocean of eons. Thus, I am continually immersed in the speech of the Buddhas, expression that reveals an ocean of qualities in one word, the completely pure eloquence of all the Buddhas, communication suited to the varied tendencies of beings. While strength of understanding, I plunge into an infinite enlightened speech of the Dharma. All the Buddhas in the 3 times gone to freedom, who continually turn the wheel of Dharma methods. I shall experience in one moment such vast activity of all future eons, and I will enter into all eons of the 3 times in but a fraction of a second. In one instant, I shall see all those awakened beings, past, present, and future lions among humans. And with the power of the illusion-like stabilization, I will constantly engage in their inconceivable activity. I shall manifest upon one single atom the array of pure lands, present, past, and future. Likewise, I shall enter the array of pure Buddha fields in every direction without exception. I shall enter the very presence of all my guides, those lights of this world who are yet to appear, those sequentially turning the wheels of complete awakening, those who reveal nirvana, final perfect peace. May I achieve the power of swift magical emanation, the power to lead the great vehicle through every approach, the power of always beneficial activity, the power of love pervading all realms, the power of all surpassing positive potential, the power of supreme knowledge, unrestricted discrimination, and through the powers of wisdom, skillful means, and samadhi, may I achieve the perfect power of awakening, purifying the power of all contaminated actions, crushing the power of disturbing actions at their root, diffusing the power of interfering forces. I shall perfect the power of the Bodhisattva practice. May I purify an ocean of worlds. May I free an ocean of beings. May I clearly see an ocean of Dharma. May I realize an ocean of pristine wisdom. May I purify an ocean of activities. May I fulfill an ocean of aspirations. May I make offerings to an ocean of Buddhas. May I practice without discouragement for an ocean of eons. To fully awaken through this Bodhisattva way, I shall fulfill without exception all the diverse aspirations of the awakening practice, of all the Buddhas gone to freedom in the 3 times everywhere. In order to practice exactly as the wise one called Samantabhadra, all-embracing good, the elder brother of the sons and daughters of the Buddhas, I completely dedicate all this goodness. Likewise, may I dedicate just as the skillful Samantabhadra with pure body, speech, and mind, pure actions, and pure Buddha fields. I shall give rise to the aspirations of Manjushri for this Bodhisattva practice of all-embracing good, to perfect these practices without discouragement or pause in all future eons. May my pure activities be endless, my good qualities boundless, and through abiding in immeasurable activity, may I actualize infinite emanations. Limitless is the end of space. Likewise, limitless are living beings. Thus, limitless are karma and afflictions. May my aspirations reach be limitless as well. One may offer to the Buddhas all wealth and adornments of infinite worlds in 10 directions, and one may offer during eons numberless as atoms of the world, even the greatest happiness of gods and humans. But whoever hears this extraordinary aspiration and longing for highest awakening gives rise to faith just once, creates far more precious positive potential. Those who make this heartfelt aspiration for the Bodhisattva way will be free of all lower rebirths, free of harmful companions, and will quickly see Amitabha, infinite light. And even in this very human life, they will be nourished by happiness and have all conducive circumstances. Without waiting long, they will become like Samantabhadra himself. Those who give voice to this extraordinary aspiration will quickly and completely purify the 5 boundless harmful actions created under the power of ignorance. Blessed with supreme knowledge, excellent body, family, attributes, and appearance, they will be invincible to the vast interfering forces and misleading teachers, and all the 3 worlds will make offerings. Going quickly to the noble Bodhi tree and sitting there to benefit sentient beings, subduing all with interfering forces, they will fully awake and turn the great wheel of Dharma. Have no doubt that complete awakening is the fully ripened result, comprehended only by a Buddha, of holding in mind by teaching, reading, or reciting this aspiration of the Bodhisattva practice, in order to train just like the hero Manjushri, who knows reality as it is, just like Samantabhadra as well. I completely dedicate all this goodness just as they did. With the dedication which is praised as the greatest by all the Buddhas gone to freedom in the 3 times, I too dedicate all my roots of goodness for the attainments of the Bodhisattva practice. When the moment of my death arrives, by eliminating all obscurations and directly perceiving Amitabha, may I go immediately to Sukhavati, pure land of great joy. Having gone to Sukhavati, may I actualize the meaning of these aspirations, fulfilling them all without exception, for the benefit of beings as long as this world endures. Born from an extremely beautiful superlative lotus in this joyful land, the Buddha's magnificent mandala, may I receive a prediction of my awakening directly from the Buddha Amitabha. Having received a prediction there, may I create vast benefit for beings throughout the 10 directions with 1 billion emanations by pure power of wisdom. Through even the small virtue I have accumulated by offering this prayer of Bodhisattva practice, may all the positive aspirations of beings be fulfilled in an instant. Through creating limitless positive potential by dedicating this prayer of Samantabhadra's deeds, may all beings drowning in this torrent of suffering enter the presence of Amitabha. Through this king of aspirations, which is the greatest of the sublime, helping infinite wanderers in samsara, through the accomplishment of this scripture dazzling with Samantabhadra's practice, may suffering realms be utterly emptied of all beings. Apologies for all the errors. Yep. Are we going to do all of them? Yeah. And half of it's in Tibetan, so it's not like it's the whole book. So the little booklet, Prayer for the Swift Return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. So starting on page 5, this is the one written by His Holiness Dalai Lama. Peerless teacher and assembly of children of the victorious ones, Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, victorious Losang, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now, holding and spreading the Muni's precious complete teachings through explanation and practice. You wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable, venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, for all mother beings, living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the 3 jewels and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. So page 9, the prayer written by Khentsur Jado Rinpoche. patient in bearing the hardships of spreading the teachings of the Muni in general and the teachings of the victorious Jamyang Tsongkhapa in hundreds of directions. Lord of Dharma, holding the 3 vows and wearing saffron robes, please quickly return as the glory of the peerless teachings. You held the teachings of explanation and practice with great asceticism. Unable to bear the transmigratory beings are confused by the darkness of suffering. Through your great loving kindness, you skillfully led them to happiness. Unparalleled Son of the teachings, please return quickly. Beautified by the ornament of supreme patience in increasing the practice of the supreme authentic teachings of the victorious one, through listening, reflecting, and meditation, guide of all transmigratory beings along the perfect path, true and perfect pure Guru, please return quickly. The Lamenting Whale by Kundrollah on page 12. Let me just have a little. Guru, think of me. Guru, consider me. Most gracious root Guru, care for me. Most gracious root Guru, do not deprive us of your compassionate refuge. Listen and consider this heartfelt prayer made by a tormented disciple. Guru, embodiment of the Buddhas of the 3 times, please bless me. You may rest in all-pervading great bliss, equipoise within the dhatu of unimpeded luminosity. Yet the playful dance of your loving compassion emanates in myriad ways. The time has come for the return of the swift appearance of your magical wisdom, the Rupakaya, and for you to care for us once again with your affectionate compassion. Arise, arise, arise from the Dhammakaya. I invoke you, I call upon you, I implore you on behalf of all beings. Do not rest in Chekara or other pure realms. Rather, to benefit the Buddha's teachings and all living beings, swiftly return to this southern continent to spread the Buddha Dharma of study and realization. Quickly return to guide us, poor wretched beings. Such is the desperate cry of us, your disciples. Return so that we may actually behold your presence and receive the blessings of your body, speech, and mind. All violations, errors, mistakes, and broken samaya that we have made in relation to your body, speech, and mind, and spontaneous activity through our being confused and conceived things in erroneous ways, please confess with humorless emptiness of your 3 kayas. Of everything auspicious, the supreme auspiciousness, may there be the auspiciousness of emptiness and compassion. May there be the auspiciousness of a timely meeting between master and disciples. Through the force of the truth of unchanging suchness, may the unmistaken incarnation return quickly. This lament was made by me, a Dakini of pure faith and samaya, her eyes filled with tears of sorrow. May these wishes of a beggar woman be fulfilled through the blessings of the deities of the 3 roots. Perception, its object, and the perceiver all dissolve within the expanse, the blissful clarity of suchness. Ah. And the last one is that Leilung 11th, Leilung Rinpoche. The lamp of the Ganden teachings, the supreme refuge Lama Zopa, has departed in order to rouse to the Dharma disciples who cling to permanence. Supreme Being, you took upon yourself the Kadam's teacher's way of life and were bound to it day and night, greatly benefiting the teachings and transmigratory beings. Great Master of the teachings, supreme guide for East and West, hidden yogi, Lama Tubten Zopa, unrivaled Lama Zopa, who took His Holiness, the Sovereign Lord of the Victorious Ones, as your crown and followed all his instructions. Benefactor Lama Zopa, for the many public and personal needs of Tibetans and others, you opened the vase of resources and cleared away the suffering of hardship. One of great mind, Lama Zopa, you held helpless and voiceless animals with a mind of loving kindness. you were their holy savior and protector. Siddha Lama Zopa, Lord of the ocean of mandalas, with the wings of emptiness and compassion, you crossed the water of the generation and completion stages. Lama Tubdan Zopa, great hidden yogi, ornament of the activities of the Gendan teachings, in truth, the great son of the victorious ones. Having thought of me and other transmigratory beings of the degenerate age, from your seat of lotus and sun in the heart of Sangha Yeshe, may the jewel that fills all wishes, emanating again with the brilliance of 10,000 suns, smile swiftly and without obstacles to fill our eyes filled with tears of faith. Long life prayer for, Geshe Tashi Sering, Khenpo Rinpoche. Peerless protector, spreading the second conqueror's Losang's doctrine of scripture and realization through explanation and accomplishment. You who look after us, fortunate ones with luminous knowledge. O noble Lord Guru, at your holy feet, we request you to please, please live long. Yes, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll do it that way. Dedication prayers first. Yeah. So page 322, 21, 321. And I'm not even going to attempt to sing them in Tibetan yet, so we'll do it in English. So we start on page 320 with the prayer for the long life of His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. Is it the top one or the bottom one? It's not much difference. If we say a different one, don't panic. The wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Now on page 321, actualized bodhicitta. May the precious supreme bodhicitta not yet born arise. May that arisen not decline, but increase more and more. Page 322 at the top. Saviour of the land of snow teachings and transmigratory beings, who extensively clarifies the path that unifies emptiness and compassion, to the lotus holder Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Over on page 323. Due to all the past, present, and future merits collected by me and all the merits of the 3 times collected by numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings, which are completely empty of existing from their own side, may I, who am completely empty of existing from my own side, achieve the state of full enlightenment, which is completely empty of existing from its own side, and lead all sentient beings who are completely empty of existing from their own side to that state which is completely empty of existing from its own side, by myself alone, who is completely empty of existing from my own side. I fully dedicate all these virtues to be able to train just like the hero Manjushri who knows reality, and just like Samantabhadra as well. I fully dedicate all my roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best by all gone beyond victors of the 3 times in order to have good conduct. We've done that little bit, yeah. So 325. May the precious supreme bodhicitta not yet born arise. May that arisen not decline, but increase more and more. Now, in this silver book, if you are not familiar with the Medicine Buddha mantra, so on page 128, the second box down towards the bottom. So what we'll do is we'll recite 3 together. Whole mala, and we can do a whole mala. If you just want to, if you don't want to do the whole mala, you can just meditate on suffering and the freedom from suffering for all beings. So mental health, physical health, just the general suffering of samsara. And Geshe-La's definition from his teacher of samsara is when things don't quite go the way we expected them to go. So you can either recite the mantra, or if you want to just meditate on that, then that's fine. Tayata Om Bekenze Maha Bekenze Radza Samangate Soha. Tayata Om Bekenze Maha Bekenze Radza Samangate Soha. Tayata Om Bekenze Maha Bekenze Radza Samangate Soha. Tayata Om. Theata Om Bekense Maha Bekense Radza Samangate Soha. Well, thank you very much for staying for these prayers. Keep Geshe-la in mind over the next few weeks and put him in your dedications. Yes, and he'll be back with us in a few weeks. I'm not exactly sure what's going to be happening in this time slot for the next few weeks, but it will be similar to today. It will be prayer sessions, and any merit that we create by saying these prayers, of course, is dedicated to Geshe-la, and may he swiftly return to us well and low. We don't want him bouncing around too much because it's a bit hard to keep up with, but a little bit of bouncing around would be good. Okay, so thank you. And again, if you'd like to join us next Friday morning for prayers, it will be similar to this. May or may not be exactly the same. And we'll see you then. Thank you for staying. Thank you. Thank you so much.